and he died a hero, but he wasn't born as one. The kid was born into a typical family that loved him, and this was proven by the food and shelter they supplied and the morals and ethics they instilled. Under the wings of their community, the kid grew into something more befitting of a man who had a role to play in the world, a role that would be important in any capacity. He was surrounded by happy and simple living, and that is what he had imagined for himself until one day everything came burning down and the ground around him became paved with the ashes of his hometown. The man wanted revenge, and he did everything he could to make those responsible pay for the hurt they caused him. But he was from humble beginnings, and his newly possessed, complicated nature made for a complex and confused path towards the duties of a violent wrath. The man lost more and more as he sought his revenge, so much so that he had more scars than reasons to continue in this crusade for vengeance, but the pain of loss only angered him more. The man became old and bitter throughout his years, especially after never having found the evil that burned down his hometown. But what was lost became something more. The old man began to realize how his anger never served him, how a failed attempt at retribution only made contribution to his ailing state and prolonged suffering. So the old man began to forgive. The old man decided to live again, as his people once did. First came the simple living, and then the happiness made its way in. He became a pillar for his new community and helped the village in raising their kids. All the while, unbeknownst to him, the old man had been raising the young of one who had hurt him long ago. The one who hurt him, a villain of the past, was a man now, who was a kid back then, and he was one of many who burned down the old man's hometown. Like the old man, this former villain sought a new life, free from the strife he had accumulated throughout his past, and sought redemption that could be everlasting. One night by the fire, after the kids went to bed and it was just the old man and this former villain, who had indeed become a new man, stories were shared of their youth and the trouble they got into. Their stories stretched further into the past until finally it reached a climax, and in a drunken stupor the new man confided in the old man with the sins of his youth. The old man recognized the new man's story as it matched up with his own troubling origin, and the old man looked into the eyes of his vengeance's prize. But the old man did not feel anger. He watched as the new man told his story while choking on tears and regret, until finally the old man reached out a hand and comforted that new man.